And then moving now, on to our next defense, that is the defense of illness or other good reason. And this defense can really be as wide as your imagination will let you run. So, but a good way to look at this defense is through looking at our cases. So that's DCT and Clark and statewide tobacco and Morley. So here we have the wife and the mum relying on their husbands and sons who they love dearly and they trust with their whole heart, and they just sign things whenever they're asked. And the court said there, this is not a good enough defense. You need to be on top of the financial position of your company at all times. If you don't know how to be a director or you don't understand finance, you've got two choices, the court says. You can either learn quick smart or you can quit from your position, because as a director you have enormous responsibility, and look how many duties you could be liable for. So this one here in particular, my exam hint is to focus on your cases. And then finally, we have 5, which is the reasonable steps to prevent the company from incurring the debt. What's reasonable steps? We need to look here at subsection 6. That is, did they appoint an administrator of the company? And we need to look at when that action was taken. So if we cast our mind back to the seminar question, was this done straight away, or did they trade on for another year and rack up more debt? Because that's too late. And then finally, you need to also look at the result of that action. So step 1 was, did they appoint administrator? Step 2, when did they appoint administrator? Was it straight away or was it too late? And 3, the results of the action means, well, did this administrator go on to become a liquidator? Knowing that the liquidator, that's ultimately a bad outcome. We definitely don't want that outcome. And so these are all the defenses under the duty to prevent insolvent trading. And so another exam hint is, don't just limit yourself to one defense. Show off your knowledge. Show as many defenses as possible and let the marker decide which one is the strongest argument. And don't forget section 1317S, which talks about judicial relief. So the director can ask for forgiveness from the court for engaging in insolvent trading, provided they acted in good faith in the best interest of the corporations. They can ask for judicial forgiveness. Again, you can't have acted recklessly or dishonestly. And so looking at all of our director's duties, another important thing that you need to know from all of these sections and from the cases particularly, what were the consequences? And that will lead you nicely into your remedies discussion. So if they made a secret profit, they'll need to account for the profit. Perhaps they caused the company to enter into a contract on fraudulent grounds. Then the company might ask for a rescission of contract. What we need to be focusing on with our remedies is the 3 interested parties who would be seeking a remedy. We have our shareholders, and then that brings us to a discussion of our shareholder remedies. So the statutory oppression, we also have the statutory derivative action. Let's look at the company. What would the company want? Is it compensation? Is it pecuniary penalties? Does the company want an account of profits from the director? And then looking at our third, and never forget the important regulator, ASIC. What can ASIC do? Is it a 206C or a 206E disqualification or banning order? And as always, look at your slides, go back through your cases, particularly look at that slide that sets out all the penalties from James Hardie, because obviously the higher up you are, the managing director or the CFO, you have a higher level of culpability. It's likely you're going to get a higher disqualification time than a non-executive director perhaps, because of the level of knowledge you have about the circumstance. And so everyone, that's your revision just on your director's duties.